This episode is dedicated to every single note Ford gives me. Love you, Ford, and your annoying fucking notes.
Hi everyone, Jack here. Before the episode starts, I just want to take a moment to thank some of our patrons for making all of this possible. Thank you to Nicola James, Mnemosyne, Samantha Shea, Jonathan Humard, Alti, Morgan Patterson, Theo Hendry, Jace Pastris, Ollie Science, Juno, Janaloni, Dylan Beauchamp, Aaron Subbo, Iris Newland, Connor Fox, and Adrian Frisbee. Your support means a lot to us. And now on with the episode.
If you're gonna keep being late to your own lab sessions, you really should put a couple of magazines in here or something.
Sorry, I was having a bit of an argument with Dr. Calvin.
Or an I Spy book.
How are you feeling? Any dizziness? Nausea? General unpleasantness?
You mean unpleasantness other than being a test subject in a prison? Oh wait. Is this like another checkup? Huxley, this is the third one in 2 days.
I'm being thorough. You were out for a few days, but you don't seem to be experiencing muscle weakness. I'm going to shine a light in your eyes. Try not to blink.
That's bright.
I know. Okay. Try to push against my hands.
This is ridiculous.
Like I said, I'm being thorough.
You're being weird.
Okay, looking good. Now, I'm going to check your blood pressure.
Huxley, my blood pressure is fine. It was fine yesterday too. What's gotten into you? The other scientists are gonna start making fun of you if they see you worrying about a prisoner like this.
The other scientists don't care. They wouldn't care even if I killed you.
Would Lucy? Yeah, that's what I thought. You need to stop fussing over me, Hux. It's a bad look. It makes both of us look suspicious, and we can't afford looking suspicious. Not after everything that's happened. We're in enough shit as it is.
They could be throwing worse things than suspicion our way.
Maybe. But I don't want them giving us anything. I'd like it if they weren't even looking at us. At you.
Your blood pressure is... fine.
Told you.
I'm just going to draw some blood. I need to check your hormone levels.
Hux, you did that yesterday. Twice, in fact.
Well, hormone levels can change at any moment. It's best that I catch it early on before it gets worse.
Fine. Do whatever you want. That's what you've always done.
Vic,
It's fine. I'm used to it. Or I should be. I'm a subject. You're the doctor with a big needle. Bleed me dry if you gotta.
What are you
Be straight with me. Am I dying?
What?
It's the reason I think you're doing all this.
No, you're not dying.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. Vic, you are not dying. I'm just being thorough.
Yeah, you said that already. Being thorough. But why?
I just have to be sure.
That I'm not dying?
No, Vic, trust me. If you were dying, we would be having a very different conversation.
This ain't much of a conversation, is it?
No, I suppose it isn't. I'm sorry.
See, you say I'm not dying, but saying that you're sorry makes me feel like I'm really fucking am.
It's not that. Lucy, she wants you to go back under to run more trials. She's already had Roger start repairing the equipment.
Excuse me?
I know, I'm trying to stop it.
Why the hell would she want that? Kane's dead because of it, and I was in a coma for like a week.
It was less than a week. Don't blow it out of proportion.
Out of proportion?
I didn't mean that. Sorry. I'm trying to give her a good reason why you shouldn't be part of it. If I can show that your health has been impacted severely enough, She may not want to risk killing the only person who's ever had a successful trial. I don't like it, but I'm trying to do what I can. What needs to be done.
What about Jules? Are you sure Lucy won't be willing to burn through me and start again with her?
There's a level of trust required between the two subjects for a successful connection. And you're the only person here Jules trusts, as far as I'm aware. So if I can take you out of the running, I'd be taking her out too, by default.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Are you upset?
Well, yeah. You could have just told me what this was all about. I could have done something to help.
Like what?
I don't know. Break a bone? Would that work?
I'm afraid not. Your mind would still be functional if you could walk. The only thing that could conceivably stop you from participating
If
is...
I had brain damage?
Or maybe a heart attack. Something fatal.
Great. I'll get to work on that heart attack then.
You don't have to, I promise. I'll find a way to stop the experiment.
What if you can't?
That's not an option.
Failure's not ever an option, it's just something that happens. It's out of your control, Huxley. If we have to do the experiment again...
It won't. I'll make sure it won't. Trust me.
Okay. I trust you.
Thank you.
Interesting. Dr. Huxley, just the man I wanted to see.
Dr. Calvin.
Please call me Lucy, and since we're working so closely together, may I call you Aster?
You may not.
Well, what can I do for you?
I don't think we can continue with the experiment.
Oh? And why is that?
Vic's thyroid seems to have been hit fairly hard from the previous trial. Unfortunately, this could start affecting their nervous system if we put it under any more pressure.
His nervous system? Oh dear, that's not good. Thank you for letting me know.
Yes. Wait, you said you wanted to see me?
Yes, what do you think about Monday?
Monday for what?
To start back up with the project.
But we're discontinuing it. Aren't we?
Of course not. Whatever gave you that idea?
Vic can't go under again, and since he's currently the only one who
And
can...
why can't Mix Algernon go under?
Because of his hormones?
Oh, I'm sorry. It looks like we may have had a bit of a misunderstanding. That's my fault. I should have been clearer. You see, I've been looking through their medical reports.
You have?
And I have seen his thyroxine levels have been fluctuating a bit, but certainly not enough to be worried about, especially when I can see what's really going on here.
You can?
Yes. As you know, Dr. Huxley, I have access to all medical files in Mnemosyne's possession. One of the perks of my shiny new position here. Part of the corporate olive branch extended to Jessia in light of, the whole Kane situation. I was able to see that you have been giving Vic frequent checkups during his scheduled mealtimes. Hunger, I'm sure you know, affects most of the body's processes, including the ones in the thyroid.
I see.
So the changes you're reporting are really nothing to worry about, but I appreciate your investment in the prisoner's health.
Well, thank you. However, it is still my professional opinion that we stop conducting trials and move to one of the other archived projects on board.
Why? Is there something else I should know about?
It's dangerous. People are getting hurt.
Dr. Huxley, just where do you think we are right now?
Mnemosyne Station?
Oh, good! I was beginning to wonder if you had forgotten. Thought we might need to get you some medical attention yourself. Oh, no. I understand your concern, but in all fairness, none of the experiments currently running are safe. That's why they're being conducted here, on prisoners who agree to the terms of their imprisonment in exchange for a shorter sentence.
It's not exactly having a choice now, is it?
Of course they have a choice, and so did you, when you chose to come up here. The only thing that could truly stop Mix Algernon's participation is, I don't know, irreparable brain damage or a heart attack.
Something fatal.
You understand me. Yes, unless it is something fatal, I cannot allow this experiment to be stopped. People are depending on this kind of data, Dr. Huxley.
You mean your CEO is depending on it?
Oh, it's bigger than that, Aster. This is life-changing research we're doing. It's going to open doors to new possibilities.
New weapons? I know enough about your precision to know where that sentence is going.
Well, ultimately, yes.
It killed one man. I won't allow it to kill another.
Dr. Kane died, as I understand, from the additions he made to the machine backfiring, and from betraying the trust that you're so sure this process hinges on.
But
if we undo the modifications he's made and make new ones so that people without a pre-existing relationship can use it, I can't imagine we'll have to keep worrying. But in fact, it says here that you pulled Jules out of the experiment.
she was having extreme side effects.
Side effects that subsided.
They were psychological.
Oh, Dr. Huxley, don't tell me you let her sit out simply because she didn't feel like it.
That is not what I said.
Well, I hope that wasn't the case. Otherwise, your superiors would have to be notified about your undue sentiment. Remember that you have to maintain a level of professionalism around here. It would really mess with the status quo around here if you developed feelings for a prisoner.
I do not have feelings for Vic.
I wasn't talking about Vic, was I?
The experiment could be fatal.
You said that already. Look, Dr. Huxley, I value your insight a great deal. You're a brilliant scientist, and I would hate to dismiss your expert opinion out of hand. So I will think about it. How does that sound?
You'll think about
I'll
it?
look back over all the records and recordings, all the information I have, and I will determine what it would take to continue the experiment. And if you're right, and it is simply too much of a risk, I'll mark the whole project as defunct and be back on Earth before you can say, memento mori. How does that sound?
Morbid.
You're such a kidder.
But thank you. That puts me somewhat at ease.
No problem. I'll see you later, Aster.
Hey,
Vic, you're here.
I heard you went to go talk to Lucy.
Yes, I did.
And?
Well,
I knew it.
what? No, she promised me she'd think about it.
She said she'd think about it?
Yes,
Shit, Hux, you know what that means, right?
that she'll think about it.
Listen, I know I'm not the best with subtext either, but I do know when someone says they'll think about it, it doesn't actually mean they'll think about it.
Oh. But she has to see that it's too dangerous to attempt again. It's all in the files.
The files you're currently shredding?
They're already digitized.
I'm sorry.
Why are you sorry?
I don't know. It just feels like you're taking this a whole lot harder than I thought.
Why aren't you more upset?
Probably just a delayed reaction. I'm sure it'll creep up on me later, in the dark, when I'm alone with my thoughts.
What?
Sorry, it was a bad joke. Ignore it.
Hello, Aster. Oh, Vic, is it? Glad to see you up and about. I'm not interrupting another checkup, am I? Even if I am, I'd like to speak with Dr. Huxley alone, if you don't mind.
Sure. I guess I'll see you later, Hux.
Hux. Interesting.
He gives everyone nicknames.
Oh, I'm sure. I've given more thought to what you said, and to some degree, I think you're right. The experiment can't continue as is.
That's great news.
I'm afraid I'm going to be taking over as the lead scientist for this project.
I'm sorry?
You see, I realized it when you were speaking to me in my office earlier. You're stressed, Aster. Out of it. A little manic, even, and far too sentimental. I'm worried you're not thinking rationally enough for the amount of decision-making power you've been granted in the past.
I am fine.
Are you, though? When I arrived on the ship, I heard you had barricaded yourself in the lab with one of your subjects.
We were being held hostage.
That may have been true at first, but I saw your notes. Dr. Kane was sedated the majority of the time. Yet the reports say that the guards were not able to get through the barricade for several days.
That has nothing to do with my decision-making capabilities.
I'm afraid it does. But don't worry, you'll still maintain your status as a researcher, as I'm sure you'll be able to help if there are ever issues that arise.
I don't understand. I was already reporting to you anyway.
Well, yes, but with me writing the reports and overseeing every step of the process, there will be fewer opportunities for you to make any missteps, intentional or otherwise.
And I assume Roger will be taking care of all the engineering?
Of course! Can't do this experiment at all without an engineer on board.
You're making a mistake.
No, I don't believe I am. I told you I would review the information I had available and act accordingly. This is the action I have chosen, and I believe it is the most equitable. You continue your research, Mix Algernon continues to be monitored, and both our corporate benefactors are kept happy. It's for the best, you see.
And what happens if someone else dies? What happens when Vic can't find his way out of the next coma we put him in?
What do you mean, what happens? You'll have to start it all over with a new pair of subjects.
What?
That is what's written in your agreement when you came to Mnemosyne.
If you think for a moment that I'm going to put more unwilling people through all of this pain just so you can turn my research into a weapon...
Oh dear. Aster, I think we're having another misunderstanding. Or at the very least, you don't seem to be fully aware of the terms of your stay here.
What are you talking about?
After everything with... what was his name? The pianist? Oh yes, everything with Isaac.
What does he have to do with this? Don't bring him into this. You don't get to bring him into this.
Very well. It seems like now isn't the best time. I take it back. I also ask that you reconsider your stance on my decision.
And why would I do that?
There are only two kinds of people that are on this ship, Aster. Subjects and scientists. Actually, I suppose the guards are here too, but you're not really qualified to be a guard, are you? You don't have the upper body strength.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that if you don't want to find yourself on the other side of a set of bars, you should maybe stick to what you do best.
I can't be in the experiment.
Why not? Vic trusts you, doesn't he?
You can't force me into an experiment that I was in charge of an hour ago. I'm not a prisoner here.
Oh, do you really believe that? Gosh, look at the time. I must be going. And Aster, I think it would be best for everyone if you remember this conversation next time you want to interfere with things out of your control. You look so good in a lab coat. I'd hate to make you take it off.
Fuck.
Where's Vic?
I don't know. He's never been gone this long.
Should we be worried?
Nah. He's a big boy. I'm sure they can handle themselves.
If you say so.
Checkmate.
Ugh, I swear you're cheating.
Hurtful. I will say that you're definitely getting better. You even managed to get 8 moves.
Yeah, well, I'm not really paying attention.
Really? Color me impressed.
Shut up. Besides, you know this isn't what I'm here for anyway.
I know. But let me pretend that we're having a nice little bonding moment.
Gross.
Checkmate.
Gah, can we just get to it already?
Fine. Soil sport.
Still can't believe that they let you have that. I'm not even allowed a bag in my room.
Knowing you, you'd use it to suffocate me in my sleep.
No, I wouldn't. Maybe I would think about it, but I wouldn't actually do it.
Here it is. Jules, do me a favor and stand by the door. Keep an eye out in case we have any visitors.
Are those... Someone's coming. Hide!
Jules, what are you doing in Hugo's cell?
What does it look like?
That you two are playing chess?
It was a rhetorical question. Of course we were playing chess.
Oh, okay. Have either of you seen Vic?
I'm afraid not, dear Huxley. He's been missing all day. Wager he's hiding under a rec room table with that guitar of his.
Yeah, he does that. What do you need Vic for?
I need to tell him what Dr. Calvin is planning.
That sounds ominous.
She intends to take over my position. Well, she's already done that, but she...
What?
She's under the impression that I am not mentally well.
No shit.
I don't know how to stop her. How to stop all this? You two are quiet. I was hoping you'd have some kind of scheme in mind. No schemes?
Fat chance. Last time I tried to help, you got me thrown out, and then I was stuck in solitary for so long that Hugo had to get me out.
Speaking of, you really shouldn't be biting guards, Jules. They may be wearing armor of sorts, but they do hold grudges.
Whatever.
Jules, I tried to get you out, but Dr. Calvin overruled me.
Yeah, that's not a good enough excuse. You barely tried. At least Hugo did whatever they did to join me in solitary.
It's called solidarity.
Don't ruin it.
I'm sorry. Really.
Whatever. I'm over it.
She's lying, by the way. She's not over it.
I figured. But, Hugo, don't you...
I'm all schemed out, I'm afraid. Best of luck with Lucy, though. I'm sure you'll figure something out.
Lucy. How did you know her name?
Apparently, they used to run in the same circles back on Earth.
Ah, that's an image I didn't want to have in my mind.
Not like that.
Do you have any idea how I can get her to listen to reason?
I wouldn't call her a reasonable person. As much as she tries to act as such, she's red tape in human form.
Pardon?
Bureaucracy, dear Huxley. The type that loves to play exactly by the rules, even when it benefits nobody. Well, somehow it always does benefit her. Ugh, I could never stand that type.
What a surprise. The chronic cheater hates playing by the rules.
Are you still sour about our chess game? I'm always up for a rematch, you know.
Not a chance.
Very well. Actually, just one more thing. Hugo, may I speak to you in private?
Of course.
No.
No?
No! You don't get to keep secrets, Huxley. Secrets are the one privilege we get as prisoners. Whatever you have to say, you can say it in front of me.
Fine. I need to know how Vic is feeling.
Haven't you tried asking him yourself? You have been calling him to an awful lot of checkups lately. I thought you would have asked then. Unless you two were just being intimate?
Gross.
You wanted to hear this, Jules, darling.
No, I mean, I was just being thorough.
Ew!
What?
That sounded an awful lot like a euphemism.
Everyone and their double meanings today. I just wanted to ask if you noticed anything worrying about him. Something that could prove they'd be in danger if we kept going with the experiment.
I haven't noticed anything.
And if I did, you are not the person I would tell. Vic's bodily issues are their own, and it would break his trust if I ran to tattle about his health.
Oh, okay. Right. But you would tell me if it would save him from the experiment, right?
Oh, just him?
Getting him out would mean getting you out too, Jules.
Regardless, I think you should have a little more faith in Vic. He's not someone who keeps secrets.
You're right. Of course. I apologize.
However, I would be amenable to checking in from time to time in exchange for some provisions.
Hugo, please, you know I'm not at liberty to give you anything.
No one is, but you're standing in their cell right now, and they cheat at chess, so clearly no one's following the rules.
So, here's what I'm thinking. I'll need quite a few materials. Oh, where's that shopping list? I just had it. Here you go. Expect all of these items, but maybe a 1 or 2 would suffice.
What do you need these for?
Why, to make my humble abode just a little bit comfier. Once you've checked out my files, you've seen that I've been here a very long time without any hope to ever get out.
I'll do my best. By the way, you aren't blackmailing Jules, are you?
Huh?
It's just you're talking to each other. Casually. Willingly. I can't think of a logical reason for that besides blackmail.
I beg your pardon. I'll have you know, Jules and I have become very close late. Why, we're practically besties.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
Fine. We're friends.
Still not the word I'd use.
Surely we can't still be acquaintances. Not after everything I've done for you.
Hugo and I have an understanding, is all.
Is that a euphemism?
Ew, gross. Oh my god, what is wrong with you?
I'm sorry, I'm just not.
Get out already!
Right, sorry. I'm going.
Alright, he's gone. Now show me whatever it is you were going to show me.
With pleasure.
Today's episode was written by Vincent Tirado. It featured Leland as Victor Algernon, Varis Zima as Aster Huxley, Serina Johnston as Jules Kroeber, Noelle Salisbury as Lucy Calvin, and E.G. Tariku as Hugo Highsmith. Our editor is Stoker Leopold, and our music is by Sloan Van Dyke. If you like what we do here and want to follow us on social media or subscribe to our Patreon, all of that information will be linked in the description below. Thanks for listening.